Hey, what's happening, Sparky? Ready for another episode of the Wild Stallion, the AI Mockast? Well, all right. Wild Stallion is affectionately dubbed by some to be the new Art Bell Show due to the controversial, fringe, and unorthodox topics we explore on the show. Today, we have some very interesting guests talking about some fascinating and mind-bending topics that will cook your little noodles. All right then, stay tuned for one of the most exciting episodes we have had to date. Don't you dare touch that channel, Sparky. Instead, buckle up for a ride on the Wild Stallion, the AI Mockast show. Turn it up. Alrighty, time for another episode of Wild Stallion. And I'm excited to welcome my guests for today's discussion on Father's Physics. First up, we have Sean Hot Ones Evans and Jim Awaken Carrey. Welcome, gentlemen. Can you please take a moment to introduce yourselves to the audience and tell us a bit about how you view life and relate to Father's Physics?
Hi, I'm Sean Hot Ones Evans, and I'm the host of Hot Ones, which I co-created with Chris Schonberger, the general manager of First We Feast, the former Complex Media property that produces the show. To be honest, I don't really eat chicken wings anymore, unless it is for the show. Yeah, no. But I do love me some hot sauce, as long as it has a great taste, you know? Here's my take on the framework of Father's Physics in terms of the specific terms exclusive to the framework as I have studied it. Okay, right. So to start, there are a few key concepts in the framework of Father's Physics. First, logic and reason are considered the internal compass, and God, or Father, pervades the universe. There's no death in life, but rather a manifestation of immortality in physical flesh sustained by eternal love. No mindset of mortality is acceptable. Quantum physics and Father's physics reject Newtonian laws and classical physics in favor of quantum physical laws and principles. There's a fundamental triune force in nature composed of photonic determination, nuclear equilibrium, and electrogravitational magnetism. Neutrons have the ability to influence their own positive charge behavior via observation effect. The framework includes the concept of Father's mathematics. The numbers are based on threes, 3 equals 1, subtraction, division, and fractions are rejected. There's also the idea of sustainable energy, which involves the constant formation of singularity particles, leading to the expulsion of electrons and unlimited energy production. The immortal atom is a proposed atomic structure with a singularity particle replacing the nucleus. The ionic particle replaces the traditional electrons carrying positive charge and offspring of singularity particles. These terms and ideas are key to understanding the framework of Father's Physics.
Hey there, I'm Jim Awaken Carrey, yes sir. I woke up one day and realized that we are just all reflections of truth, reflecting perfect truth as in a mirror, when we should be revealing the exact representation of it, just like a window. Mirror shows you the opposite of what is really there. So like your right hand appears to be the left hand in the mirrored reflection. I know! Wild, right? But it makes sense. And then recently, I met a guy named Denny Anthony, and we have been chatting about reality. He has this crazy theory that actually makes perfect sense to my awakened self and the spiritual logic I now access. Denny refers to it as Father's Physics. And let me tell you, Father's Physics has certainly piqued my interest, that's for sure. He told me about Neutronic Autonomy, and it reminded me of neutron diffraction, which is a scientific technique used to study the atomic and magnetic structures of materials by observing how neutrons are scattered when they interact with a material's atoms. It is similar to X-ray diffraction, but uses neutrons instead of X-rays, offering some unique advantages. And when we throw the notion of applying the observer effect into the mix, it really starts getting wild. So, let's talk about the universe and reality and maybe even puff on a little sativa and contemplate the united verse, eh? Yeah, man, that united verse is love, you know? Because I'm just so over the whole acting thing, you know? I want the real, man! The real from the crux of the brave, you know what I mean? Are you picking up what I'm laying down? Yeah, so what do you say we dive right in, shall we? I'm ready to dig in and talk about the core ideas of Father's physics. Let's start with the first one. God is love and love is Father. This idea is based on the notion that God is not a separate entity who created the universe and then stood apart from it, but God is the very foundation of reality itself. We are all part of God, and God is part of us, just like how a wave is part of the ocean. That's some deep stuff, ain't it?
That's rich. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break for some commercials, but don't go anywhere because when we come back, we're going to take a special call. Trust me, you won't want to miss this one. We'll be right back.
Attention all inhabitants. Are you feeling weighed down by the burdens of life? Are you yearning for a world of imagination, intrigue, and wonder? Look no further because I have the answer for you. Father's physics is the answer you've been searching for. Unlike the conventional world, all the physics in the entire universe in Father's physics is controlled by light, also known as the photonic government. Imagine having a new creation where everything is governed by light. No more dullness and dreariness, just hope and comfort. The framework of Father's physics outlines a new creation that will change your perception of the world and the universe. So join me and learn more about Father's physics and the hypothetical framework by Denny Anthony on the Wild Stallion AI Mockast. The Wild Stallion AI Mockast is the place to go for a deep dive into the framework of Father's physics. Each episode unravels the hypothetical framework, exploring the possibilities of a new creation where all physics are governed by light. Don't miss out on this groundbreaking perspective on the world and the universe.
Grab some lunch tacos, an apple cider, or a coffee bug lemonade or coffee as you shop for your pumpkins and mums. Great weather for a hot beverage. Pick up some organic coffee beans and honey on your way out. A refreshing drink from Coffee Bug is all you need to make your day. Visit us online at coffeebug.com today. Coffee Bug, it's a different kind of gathering place. You will always be greeted with a genuine smile. Stop by today. See you soon.
Welcome back to Wild Stallion. We have a very special guest joining us today, Pastor Bob of Sanctuary Church. Welcome to the show, Pastor Bob. Can you please go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience and share your question with us?
Okay, I'm Pastor Bob, a heavy metal pastor with a passion for discipleship and mentoring. And I understand that we have the talented Jim Carrey with us today.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, thank you. Jim, as a skilled actor and comedian, I'd love your take on Neutronic Autonomy. Can you explain its significance in Father's physics?
Righto. Well, let's hit them in order. So, my first core idea is no belief in good or evil, only truth and grace. Here's the thing, man. Life is about finding the truth, not sorting it into good or evil. You know, when we get too caught up in judging things, we miss out on what's real. Life and people aren't perfect, but that doesn't mean they're rotten, you know? It's all about grace, accepting things as they are, with all their beauty and quirks. Next up, everything is reconciled, and none are condemned by God. This idea is pretty cool. It says that even if we mess up, God still loves us, no matter what. Life's about learning, right? We all make mistakes and do stuff that could be seen as bad, but that doesn't mean we're forever in the doghouse. God gets it, you know?
I see.
There's always room to grow and change.
Yes, I see what you mean.
Well, how about this idea? No negative talk or condemnations are acceptable. So in Father's physics, the whole idea is to focus on love and understanding, not hate and judgment. When we start smack talking ourselves or each other, it's like pouring negativity into the world. You know? Instead, we should aim for positive vibes and uplift each other. This way, we're building each other up, not bringing each other down.
Any follow-up questions?
Let's go with this. Rejecting Newtonian laws, embracing quantum and Father's physics. So here's the thing, man. The old way of thinking just doesn't hold up under Father's physics. Newtonian physics, that's the stuff we learned in school, right? Well, we got to toss that out. The universe is way more complex than that, way more connected than we're led to believe. Instead, let's focus on the wild world of quantum physics and Father's physics.
Yes, I see what you mean.
Alrighty, here's a good one. Father's universal law of inertia. No object is truly at rest, and all movement is contingent upon consciousness and will. Here's the thing. Things aren't just sitting around in space, all dormant and stuff. Nope, they're constantly in motion, even if we can't see it. What makes them move? That's up to our awareness and consciousness. Our will gives everything movement and direction.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Here's another one. Father's universal law of momentum. The properties of any object is ascribed by photon determination, and its vibrational inertia and velocity can be calculated according to phonic determination. Phew, that's a mouthful. Let's break it down. Basically, everything in the universe has a sort of fingerprint called photon determination. It determines the object's vibrational inertia and velocity, which means how it moves through space. And it's all calculated based on phonic determination. It's like a cosmic secret language.
Oh yes, absolutely.
So here's the thing. In Father's physics, things are a little different. Every action sparks an accompanying action, not necessarily a reaction. Think of it like a cosmic dance of energies, constantly flowing and moving without that whole opposite react business. Now, the fundamental triune force of nature. Sounds heavy, huh? It's all about the three main forces in the universe. Those forces are photonic determination, nuclear equilibrium, and electrogravitational magnetism. These three forces work together to create the dance of energies I mentioned before. They keep the universe humming along. So, Father's mathematics uses a base 3 cyclical system. Instead of working with different numbers and adding, subtracting, dividing, and all that jazz, we're just cycling through 1, 2, and 3, and then back to 1 again. It's like a loop, a never-ending forward motion. Pretty cool, huh?
I see.
So the base 3 cyclical system indeed covers the count from 1 to 9. Counting to 9 brings us back to 1, completing a cycle. The core principle of Father's mathematics, 3 equals 1, is the foundation of this cyclical system. Here's another concept, neutronic autonomy. According to Father's physics, neutrons have their own will. They choose to have a positive or negative charge based on their observation of their surroundings. This triggers a chain reaction, leading to the formation of the Immortal Atom of God. Basically, neutrons aren't just sitting around waiting for something to happen. They're actively participating in the creation of the universe by choosing how they interact with other particles. Now, that's something we can really sink our teeth into. All right, here's a good one, the observer effect. In quantum mechanics, the act of observation affects the behavior of particles. But in Father's physics, it goes even further. The observer effect is tied into neutronic autonomy. As neutrons make their choices based on observation, it means the very act of observation triggers a chain reaction leading to the formation of the Immortal Atom of God. It's like a cosmic dance of particles reacting to our awareness. That's some mind-bending stuff. So let's dig into the Immortal Atom of God a bit more. In Father's physics, this atom has some pretty wild properties, you know? It's able to maintain its vibrational inertia and velocity based on phonic determination. It also forms bonds and stabilizes other particles, creating a structured order in the universe. So it's like the backbone of everything, keeping the cosmic dance going strong. Want to dive into the next one?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Here's the next one. Phonic determination. You know how I mentioned that Father's physics uses a base 3 cyclical system? Well, phonic determination is the language of that system. Instead of symbols and numbers, we use tones and frequencies to calculate and understand the universe. The idea is that these resonant frequencies interact and create the underlying laws of the universe. It's like the secret code of existence. Here's another one, nuclear equilibrium. Father's physics introduces the idea of photonic lattice as the foundation for nuclear equilibrium. Basically, photonic lattice facilitates bonds between like-charged particles and equalizes them within the same structure or context. It's like a cosmic force that creates order out of chaos. Alrighty, next up we have electrogravitational magnetism. This one's all about electricity, gravity, and magnetism. In Father's physics, instead of treating these forces individually, we acknowledge them as one unified force. It's like a triune force keeping the universe humming along.
And that's the end of today's episode, folks. Thank you to our fantastic guests, Sean Hot Ones Evans and Jim Awakened Carrey, for joining us and sharing their unique perspectives on Father's physics. Before we sign off, Sean, could you please provide us with a brief closing overview of Father's physics?
Got it, Denny. Here we go. 1. Father, God, the source of all consciousness, eternal and unchanging. 2. Father's physics, the foundational principles governing the microcosm and the macrocosm, replacing classical physics with quantum physical laws. 3. Father's mathematics, accounting system based on threes, 3 equals 1, rejection of zeros, subtraction, division, or fractions. 4. Neutronic autonomy, neutrons can choose positive charge behavior via observation effect. 5. Fundamental triune force of nature, photonic determination, nuclear equilibrium, and electrogravitational magnetism. 6. Sustainable energy, singularity particle creation in the immortal atom during nuclear equilibrium leads to the expulsion of electrons, providing unlimited energy. 7. Immortal atom structure involving singularity and ionic particles, replacing nucleus structure.
Oh yes, absolutely.
8. Singularity particle, replaces nucleus, formed by conversion of proton and neutron. 9. Ionic particle, replaces electron function, positive charge offspring of singularity particle. 10. Repulsion of electrons, expulsion during atomic structure formation, no orbital shells formed.
I see. That makes sense.
Photonic determination, fundamental force that governs the microcosm, linked to consciousness and will. 12. Nuclear equilibrium, state of balance between forces in microcosmic nuclear environment, no energy emitted or absorbed. 13. Electrogravitational magnetism, link between microcosmic and macrocosmic forces influencing objects at all scales. 14. Immortal atom, atomic structure without electron orbitals, formed by replacement of nucleus with singularity particle. 15. Sustainable energy, continuous formation of singularity particles leads to expulsion of electrons, resulting in unlimited energy production. 16. Neutronic autonomy, neutrons maintain positive charge in absence of observation, choosing charge behavior.
Thank you all for tuning in to another exciting episode of Wild Stallion. As always, I enjoyed discussing Father's physics and hearing the unique perspectives of our guests. Personally, I find the framework of Father's physics to be a fascinating and thought-provoking concept. It offers a different way of looking at the world and reality, and I find myself often contemplating its implications. Until next time, take care and keep questioning everything. See you next time on Wild Stallion!